Your Excellencies, esteemed participants, good afternoon again. And we have now come to the last session of the Pre-Tana Youth Forum. It is on way forwards and recommendations. Since morning, we have touched quite a number of issues, including what AFCFTA is all about, its nexus with peace and security, the youth and their participation, challenges and opportunities. It's now time to focus on way forwards and recommendations. Today, I've been working with a team of rapporteurs who've been taking notes since morning, and they will be sharing major points that were discussed and then recommendations and way forwards. Allow me to introduce to you who will do the first round of presentation. It will be Miriam and Lydia. Miriam, Lydia, are you on the floor?
Yes.
All right, great. Please go ahead and share with us major points that were discussed in the first session and also way forwards and recommendations that were proposed. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Rugat. Good afternoon, everyone. Your Excellencies and esteemed guests, it's an honor to be a part of this great event. My name is Miriam Daniel, and I'll be walking you through a short summary of the important ideas raised in the first session, the AFCFTA and its nexus with peace and security as follows. The ideas raised during this first session, I'm going to describe as follow. First, the importance of youth involvement and emerging of young African leaders was thoroughly explained. Young professionals, leaders, innovators, creators, startup initiators are the promising futures of the continent. A vast and untapped resource of the continent will significantly be used by this free trade. How the youth can create a dialogue based on these issues and evolve leaders was discussed. The importance of African continent to create opportunities to connect amongst themselves without visas and border limitations. Modern-day Pan-Africanism that ensures better Africa and ensures dignity for its citizens was elaborated. FCFTA is an African dream that will allow the youth to create and innovate. FCFTA and its link to youth promises a great deal of the youth population to exceed in development, initiate job creation and innovation. The positive role that the youth is making in peace and security of Africa is increasing. That this agenda has given a platform for the youth to interact and connect to key policymakers and leaders. In the face of COVID-19, the youth of Africa have shown their incredible dedication and sacrifice towards fighting this battle. The youth have been, are, and will always be the key contributors for the future of Africa. Abolishing the misconception that surrounds the idea that youth being the driving force of problems and instability, and shifting into the mentality that youth are the futures and driving forces of the continent was emphasized. The promising future of Africa in the digitalization of trades, e-commerce, business, healthcare, education sectors, agriculture, public and private sectors is undeniable. Importance of cyber crimes protection and other challenges that come along in digitalizing the people was stressed. In exploring the links between AFCFTA and peace and security, it was emphasized that one was essential for the other, and the goals are only achievable in maintaining peace and security. Benefits, challenges, and importance of AFCFTA was thoroughly discussed. The benefits of AFCFTA, along with stability and peace and security, and the youth's role, will ultimately harness the continent's development and promising future. The key takeaways and way forwards will be discussed by my fellow reporter as follows. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Now I will proceed with the way forwards that have been discussed in the first session. In the first session, um, Africa needs an opportunity to connect in an easy, free way to enrich each other and maintain harmonization within the continent. Free trade will have a role to provide opportunities and dignity in the livelihood of African people. Youth need to be engaged. They should be allowed to participate in leadership and intergenerational dialogue. This can help explore the real problems in the grassroots levels. Encourage African Union Commission to implement free trade policies and the involvement of youth in political climate and policy making in order to tackle the challenge we are facing currently. Digitalization, the 70% of Africa that does not have access to the internet, while equipping the youth with the right skill set to tackle the challenge and damage that come along with it. Recruiting and involving more youth and youth-based movement for peace building as well as smooth free trade relationship is also important. More payment getaway solutions should be encouraged and also established for more smoother free trade among African countries. This agenda shall contribute to the opportunities or themes like silencing the guns, which will promote peace and reduce trade barriers and create conducive conditions for African development. There is a need to encourage innovation and safeguarding it by intellectual property regulations by every country. We need to increase inter-African trade by adding value in our continent, encourage innovations, and increase manufacturing goods to be marketed within the continent, and encourage people to use our own products and change our taste and preferences. We need to encourage young entrepreneurs and expose them as well as mentor them so that they can drive the economic development of the continent. Institutions should also implement and simplify the procedures for free trade and encourage SME to have access to the inter-regional market and contact stakeholders. This will drive peace and security and also enhance trade. The energy of the youth needs to be harvested to lessen the conflict and focus more on innovative solutions to have a favorable economy for the continent. We need implementation of this agenda with support of various groups, private sectors, and also youth to come together. Hence, the government should also lay regulations and platforms to support this agenda. This agreement is providing a platform for youth innovations, so let's seize this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam and Lydia, for your presentation. The second session will be presented by Alazar and Hannah. Alazar, Hannah, you have the floor.
Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Your Excellencies. I'm honored to be part of this forum. We've been attending this meeting since 7 p.m. and I can say it's been a worthwhile and very rewarding. My apologies in advance for shortcutting your vast ideas. So I will start from the main discussion points. The main discussion points that were raised in this afternoon forum where the first one was the migration, crisis, poverty, and so on. These are the increasing in the continent, in our continent, Africa, and they are putting the lives of millions, especially youth, are in danger. And also, FCTFA is a potential game changer. It's very ambitious and we have to work hard if we are to reap fruits from it. Africa is taking off the handcuffs of the colonial masters as we can see. So, as we can see from our current data, 20% of the trade is only done among African states. So we have to work on that in order to make wide implementation and impact on the widening of our intertrade. So AFCTA offers a lot of opportunities. So some of these opportunities are the first one is on education and capacity building of the youth. US, yeah, we have to use our culture, our music and entertainment center, which will allow us to come together and learn others' culture and allow us to come together in a free movement of peoples and also goods. Using the movie industries like Nollywood, for example, to allow us to learn cultures of other countries, to respect them, and also to learn from them. The next point was we need to focus on how to produce better goods and also improving the quality of our products that are made in the local. So intra-African trade is not going to work if you do not improve the existing infrastructures and also the agreements that includes railroads, policies in relation of movements of peoples and also goods. The third point, or I can call it the main point, was the digital economy. The digital economy breaks borders faster than the physical trade. So having a good potential for use because they are the ones engaging in technology, which they can use in facilitating the trade, and also blockchain technology. It offers accountability and transparency for the trade, and also reduction of cost. And also having a trade relation is so much expensive compared to the developed nations regional trade. And then there is the main concept of collaboration between African countries in our continent. So we have to work to achieve complete and full collaboration in this AFCTA plan. And also this creates another opportunity, which is access to Africa. Once we have access to the continent, we will be able to understand our fellow African trade colleagues. It also provides knowledge about the resources out there where we have our minerals, our natural resources, and also everything that we have. So we will be able to utilize that. And the last point will be productivity improvement. Productivity improvement defines where we have with the AFCFTA, there is a huge opportunity of improving productivity so that Africa have a complicated border and customer system, as we all know. So to exports in certain in sub-Saharan is difficult compared to how it is in the developed countries because it takes like 4 days and a half in us, whereas in developed countries it only takes 12 hours. So the main discussions were these points. Thank you so much for attending this. My friend will continue with the next.
So the main challenges that are that are highlighted by the speakers are the first one is self-doubt. So as one of our participants clearly stated it, self-doubt is, users should know their worth, and they have to know what they are capable of in participating in the general economy and peace and security of the continent. And the second challenge is information vacuum. Because of the poverty problems that we are having, people do not have access to information. So information vacuum is the second main challenge for this endeavor. So we should come up with solution to solve this problem. And the third main challenge that was stated by the panelists was a lack of financial capacity. I will say it again, and poverty is the main challenge of the continent. So, especially users experience this problem, so they don't have the financial resources to showcase their skills and their ideas in playing a pivotal role in the national economic sector. So this problem, lack of financial capacity, is another main challenge of AFCT. And I will continue towards the recommendation that were forwarded by the panelists. The main or the first challenge, recommendation that was forwarded by the panelists was solving peace and security problems that are happening in the continent. As we know, there are a lot of peace and security problems in all over the continent. Terrorist activities are there, smuggling of weapons are there. So we have to solve this problem first. If we are about to have intercontinental trade and other trade activities. And the second recommendation that was provided by the panelists was providing trainings. So if we are going to have users as the main weapons to spearhead national economies and the continent economy in general, we have to have users who are well equipped with the necessary knowledge and skill set to do so. So providing training for our users is the second recommendation that was forwarded by the panelists. And regarding this, the national governments, regional economic committees, the AU in general have to participate in providing trainings for our users. And the third main recommendation that was forwarded by the panelists was we have to focus on the things that connects us rather than the things that divides us. So I will continue on the ways forwarded that were forwarded by the panelists. The first way forward is to concentrate on the implementation of policies. So if we are going to implement our policies that will allow us to reap the benefit of the agreement, it will have impact on our national economy in general. And the second way forward is raising awareness. So we have to raise awareness of the youth and the public in general if we are about to have a successful free continental trade. The third way forward is encouraging local made products. Users, they have to be the main actors regarding these things. So they have to be the ones producing locally made products. So we have to encourage them to make or to produce local products and export them for it could be regional or continental use. The next point is focusing on implementation. So we have to focus on the implementation rather than dealing with different problems. And the last point is we have to make information for users simple. So it is making access to information simple. So these are the main takeaway pointers that were discussed in the afternoon session. So thank you, everybody.
Hannah and Alazar, thank you very much for your presentation. So this was a wrap-up of today's discussion and also way forwards that were mentioned. So I now open the floor for inputs from our participants. Kindly use the chat box. You may also request to speak, and you can have the floor to forward your questions or comments and feedbacks. Thank you. Okay, I have been checking my messages and I didn't find any, but we are going to share the draft with you, and you'll be able to input further comments and feedbacks. So this will be it regarding way forwards and recommendations. Now it's time to do concluding remarks, and for that, I invite Ms. Letty, Director of APSP and Head of TANA Secretariat, to do the concluding remarks. Letty, you have the floor. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, Ayacherbi, representatives of the partnering organizations, distinguished participants. It has been an interactive and very productive afternoon and morning. My name is Leti Tembo Longwe. I am the interim SA director and Tana Forum head. I think the discussions this morning and this afternoon helped us to unpack and navigate the various opportunities and challenges that exist under the CFTA. The onus is now on the youth to take up the challenge moving forward to make sure that this continental tool doesn't become a white elephant going forward. And us at IPSS going forward, we'll make sure that we'll convene follow-up forums just to discuss the CFTA further and other related topics. We have now come to the end of today's Pre-Tana forum. And we hope to see you at the next one, which is scheduled to take place on the 22nd of September. And you can just get through to Rubiat to get the details on that one. And the main forum itself, the main Tana forum itself, will take place from the 19th to the 24th of October. It will be again a virtual platform. So we look forward to seeing you there. And I think, yes, thank you and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.